right, game on. We are back. This is literally the third time, not because of message, but because of technical difficulties figuring out this camera setup. I'm still making sure that the audio is going. This message may just be for you. I got a text message hour ago, and it said, "Yeah, I've been meaning to start a podcast. I want to start a podcast 2 years ago. I want to start a podcast 5 years ago." I've had that same message. I've heard that same message from myself, from a ton of other people, and it's, whenever the idea of a podcast comes up, it's like, yeah, I always wanted to do that. I've been meaning to do that, but I didn't have enough time. I just never got around to it. Whatever the thing is. So this message is, bro or girl, start your effing podcast. And I say that with a lot of fun and love and grace and all those things, because I know that life happens, but I also know that there is a voice inside of each of us that has something meaningful to say, to share, and to put out into this world. And so if you have that urge, that nudge, that story, that wisdom, that experience that's buried inside, and you've said, hey man, I got something I think would be really cool to share and contribute and to impact other people. Maybe this video that you're listening to right now, that you clicked on for whatever reason, whether you're someone I know or someone shared this with you because you've been saying, hey man, I want to start a podcast. And that's part of the motivation for me doing this video in and of itself. The podcast that I'm starting, that started 2 weeks ago now, called Unleash with David Rush, was because I watched a Mr. Beast video that said, hey man, do 100 videos. You're not going to be great at them initially, especially with the editing and other things, but get a little bit better each time. But if you don't start, if you don't do it consistently, if you don't do the 100 videos, you're going to have no idea what your potential is. You're going to have no idea how good you could be. But you got to start. You got to start messy. You got to do it wrong. My first episode of the Unleash with David Rush podcast was on a Zoom with a rough camera, with choppiness, with bad Wi-Fi. And not that this is much better, but I've gotten some feedback because now we're in a studio. We've got a cool camera and a bunch of things. But that's how I iterated. That's how I improved. But it started with just simply pressing record. If this is you right now, you could literally pick up your phone, press record, and start your podcast. Like, what is a podcast? It's you speaking about a message that's important to you. So record, hey, this is my new podcast. I don't even know what I'm going to call it. That might be the name. I don't know what to call it. And then here's my message. Here's the thing that's been on my heart that I want to share, that I'm going to talk about in future episodes. But I just wanted to get it out there. I wanted to start. I wanted to rip the Band-Aid off and get going. And here I am. Watch out. Watch out, everyone. Here I come. Because I'm going to share some messages that are meaningful and important that I think could make a difference for other people, if that's what your podcast is about. Your podcast might be simply teaching us how to, I don't know, use CapCut. I was actually doing some videos on that too, because I've been learning CapCut, and it's not the easiest tool in the world. But once you learn it, then it becomes just like riding a bike, just like walking. But when we were kids, right? When we were little kids, toddlers, you watch a little kid trying to get up and stand for the first time, walk for the first time, and the number of iterations, the number of times that they actually had to try and try and try and try. And any podcast out there that's had impact on you, they didn't get it right the first time. They just kept getting better and better. Their voice got better, their interview approach got better, their setup got better, but it started with just simply pressing record and saying, hey, this is my podcast. So if that's you, and I also made this video so I could send it to other people the next time somebody said, hey, I've been meaning to start a podcast. Well, what if you started that podcast 2 years ago? What if you had 200 episodes that were out there? What if you had 200 messages that were now impacting people worldwide because you started, because you had something important to share? And so that's the foregone conclusion, or the impact, or the threat avoidance I usually talk about in terms of sales and marketing is, what's the impact of you not doing it? Who doesn't get to be affected and impacted if I'm waving Dan in because we've got a little thing going on here. But who doesn't get to be impacted if your message doesn't get spoken, if it doesn't get shared? That's the gravity of this. There's gravity here. It's like, hey man, you actually owe us that podcast in some ways. The world is at a disadvantage because your voice is not out there, because you have something that's going to impact the world for good. And hey man, there's a lot of negativity out there. There's a lot of voices out there that are not sharing uplifting, positive messages. Is it time? Is it time? I believe it is. If you're here right now and you're listening to this video, it's time. Take this as that message. Push record. Start it. Let us know too. Give some comments. If you watch this video, what's the podcast you're launching? What's the podcast you're starting? Or if you need some help or support or anything else, let us know that. Have a great day.